What's going on, everybody? You know who it is. Dylan Johnson here with coming at you with another workout. Today we're going to be doing legs, and not just our entire legs, but we're going to specifically be focusing on our quads and our calves. So this first movement is going to be just a standard back squat. With this, you can see I'm using just the bar, and I'm using that just to warm up. I always like to, anytime I'm doing a heavy compound movement, just kind of warm up with the bar and just use that to start, and then just slowly start adding weight, pyramiding up. There's the wife, she got into it a little bit before me. But anyway, with my leg workout, something in particular that I like to do normally is I'll actually use the foam roller on my calves, my quads, my glutes, hamstrings, and really foam roll out my entire leg. So that's pretty much the only change that happens between my push and pull days versus my leg days for my mobility warm-ups. The rest of it is pretty much standard stuff. Warming up the lower back, any spots that I'm pretty sore on, just some nice dynamic stretching, rotator cuffs and everything, especially rotator cuffs, because as you can see, at least with my squat form, I keep my hands in a pretty vulnerable position for my shoulders. So if I don't warm up my rotator cuffs, they tend to start hurting. But here you can see with my form, I'm getting down to at least parallel, and we're just really focusing on going from one rep right into the next. I'm only pausing long enough at the top to catch my breath before moving into the next rep. Something that you really want to focus on with this movement is driving through your heels and the outside of your feet. What that'll do is that will help focus and put a little bit more emphasis on your quads. So, moving into the next exercise, jump lunges into jump squats. So as you saw, it gets pretty sore, or it gets pretty painful pretty quick. A little bit of cardiovascular stuff, a little bit of endurance, but really just kind of burning out those quads. So here's the wife doing the next exercise we'll be doing, just goblet chair squats. Look at those arms. That's what you guys were all looking at, right? But yeah, so goblet chair squats. With this, what I like to do is I like to take a foot position and a stance that's similar to a sumo, but not quite as wide. So you can see my feet are just outside of shoulder width, toes turned out. And then as you can see, as I come down and I sit down onto the chair, I'm rocking back. And what that does is that helps me to kind of keep the tension on my quads as I'm coming up. So going down like that, it also keeps the tension on my quads going down. So as I'm coming down, instead of coming down a little bit further forward and starting to put tension on my hamstrings and glutes, I'm pretty much able to focus entirely on my quads for that movement. Next, we're moving into single leg extensions. Now with this, you can do them either both legs, but today I decided to do single. It's really kind of personal preference. If you do decide to do single, what you're going to do is no rest from leg to leg. So you go left leg, do your 10 reps, then 10 pumped reps, which is what I'm doing here. And with the pumped reps, what you're doing is you're only coming down about a quarter of the movement before forcing your leg back up and just pumping extra blood into that muscle. But yeah, like I was saying, if you do end up doing single leg at a time, try to rest as little as possible between legs. So you go left leg, right leg, rest for maybe 5-10 seconds, left leg, right leg, again, rest for maybe 5-10 seconds. Same thing we did with, or same thing we're going to do with a movement on our next pull day. But yeah, as you can see, really focusing on forcing blood into that muscle and just kind of increasing our pump. As you also notice, I'm using very light weight, because by this point in the workout, your quads are going to be pretty shot. So we're really just trying to finish them off and burn them out. All right, final exercise for quads, wall sits. Everybody's favorite movement. Now, with this, the entire goal is to do between 30 to 60-second wall sits, and then however long you ended up lasting on that wall sit, you're going to mimic that for your rest time. So what I mean by that is, if I do a 30-second wall sit, I'm going to rest for 30 seconds before moving immediately into my next wall sit. Now with this, avoid putting your hands on your legs. Don't do that. Keep your hands either up, out to your side, across your chest, against the wall, wherever you want, but don't be resting them on your legs, because that's going to take tension off of your quads. Now, next movement is going to be a superset, and what we're going to be doing is seated calf raise. As you can see with this, I'm really focusing on stretching all the way down as far as I can, and coming up onto my big toe and squeezing the calf at the top. And then this is going to be superset with something that I call a squat calf raise. Now, with this movement, what you're going to be doing, as you can kind of see here, is find a surface where you can kind of brace your hands against. You're not going to be pulling with your hands, but you just want to keep them there in order to keep yourself balanced. And then you want to be forcing your hamstrings and glutes into your calves and just rolling up onto your toes and onto your big toe especially. Try that, really focus on the pump, it'll really start to burn, and then you're going to be doing 3 sets of each of those. So after that, move into our final calf exercise, the final exercise for the day, another superset, calf press. With this, really focusing on your tempo, so slow down, pause, and hold the contraction at the peak before repeating. And then immediately superset that with standing calf raises, really focusing on the contraction, avoid letting yourself rest at the bottom on your heels. So that was today's workout, quads and calves. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video.